when the Jewish New Year, about the 1st of October, we heard that the Germans would arrest the Jews. And one day, it was the 2nd, 3rd of October, one of the leaders from the Helsingør Club, the sewing club, asked me to be there and there to fetch some Jews from the station in Esnekkersten and bring them to a specific address. I did that, and from there it started.
How did you feel? Talk about that. What was that like for you?
May I say it right? I thought, these poor devils, what are we going to do with them? I think that's ridiculous that people are hunted not because they are criminals. The Danish Jews were no criminals, nowhere. They were not in the resistance movement. They were hunted because of an insane philosophy that your human values are depending on the shape of your nose, the color of your hair. Nonsense, that's ridiculous. And we have, you must recall that, heard about the concentration camps. It was no secret anymore. We didn't know the full ugly truth about this concentration camps, but we knew so much that we could imagine the fate our fellow citizens will meet down there with agony, humiliation, starvation, and we have heard about the final solution in Løsning. Oh, there was no doubt you had nothing else to do what you could in order to avoid that the Germans succeeded in their efforts to catch the Danish Jews. That was our fellow citizens.
So you had helped once. Did you continue helping?
Well, then you are hooked. And then later on I had to bring them to the shore, and later on again I had to follow them to Sweden for a couple of times, and well, you know, it just accelerates a little bit, and you do one thing and do another thing, and then you can be useful there, you can be useful there. That's the way it goes.
What did bringing them to the shore entail?
Well, we had it in this way in Esnekkersten, that 2 or 3 or 4 lived in one house, was hiding there. And then we tried to be quite sure there was no German police, no German soldiers, no Danish collaborators. And then we brought them down to the shore where the boat was waiting. We knew exactly when the boat would be there. The boat was normally stationed in Sweden, and then we had every day that point there and there at that time. And then the boat would go in and we could have our passengers aboard. But it was rather safe because we did everything possible to secure the way from the houses down to the beaches.
What did securing mean?
That they were not captured, that we were able to see there were that could threaten them on the way. Also, they had to react in a special way, very silent. We had a problem with the children sometimes, but we have our Dr. Gersfeldt. He gave them injection, the children. But he was very afraid sometimes because he said, I don't know this patient, how much can I do? But nothing happened. They came over all of them. We never lost a passenger.
You say you went on some trips.
Yes.
What was your role? What did you do?
First of all, to carry some things. And, well, sometimes they ordered me I'm a rather good helmsman. I've been sailing all my life. So have an order, go from there to there, and elsewhere to clean up the boat. If you can imagine how the boat is when a dozen of refugees, a freight, what they leave after in a cabin, that's, well, I can still recall the smell.
What did you do when you would get to Sweden with a boatload of passengers?
What I will do?
Mm-hmm. What was your role? Did you take them any further?
No. I returned. I only went over there when we had the possibility of go 2 or 3 trips a night. Because, as I told you, in the daytime the boat was situated in Sweden. But sometimes we were very lucky. We got weather, and the German patrol boat is far away. Then we could go 2 and 3 trips, because sometimes it only took 20 minutes to pass the strait between Denmark and Sweden. Now then I returned back to Denmark.
You've talked a lot about what you did and what was going on, but can you tell me a little bit about why you did what you did? Why were you involved in helping Jews or helping anybody?
Well, I don't understand the question, because could you couldn't let people in need down. You can't turn them back to people who need your help. There must be some sort of decency in a man's life, and that wouldn't have been decent to turn their back to people in need. So there's no question of why or why not. You just did. That's the way you're brought up. That's the way the tradition in my country. You're helping, of course. And therefore I don't think it's... could you have remained your self-respect? If you, knowing what these people would suffer, and said, no, not my table, no way. So that's not a problem. You just have to do it, and nothing else.